while the rest of the audience was hissing. So a fellow alongside him said, "How can you applaud such bad acting?" He said, "I'm not applauding the acting, I'm applauding the hissing." That doesn't count.
We discount that.
No, that doesn't. There was an actor some years ago. The boys know who he is. I won't mention his name. He was what was known as a bow stealer. He would take a bow if somebody applauded or even rustled a program. He would come out and take another bow. He liked the spotlight so much that it was really his undoing. One time he went on an ocean voyage, and on a dark night he fell overboard. And he was swimming pretty well until somebody put a searchlight on him and he took a bow.
Well, you can take a bow on that one, Senator.
1,000 on the laugh meter, Ward.
You know what astounds me is how that thing gets up over 950 for me this week.
Well, it may have been an accident, but there it was anyway.
Don't go away. We'll have another round of jokes in a few moments.
Get back to the jokes once again. Here's one sent in by Louis Eisenmeyer of Brooklyn, New York, on the subject of something you better not brag about, flirt. Flirt. So, Pete, suppose you make eyes at this one.
Well, it's about a very, very flirty guy by the name of Errol Feifelbaum. The Casanova of the concourse. And Errol had a very bad habit. He was always whistling at girls. He whistled at so many girls, once a month he had to have his pivot tooth tuned. So, anyway, finally, one girl got mad and she had him arrested. So they pull him into court, and the judge says, "Young man, this is a very serious charge. Why do you whistle at girls?" Well, before the boy could answer, a little woman jumped up in the back of the court.
She said, just a minute. Georgiana, Your Excellency, hold the horses.
So he said, "Yes, madam, what can I do for you?"
She says, what could you do for me? Drop dead, that's what you do. What you do? Picking on this boy, this little kid, picking on him. And for what? For making a whistle? Why don't you listen? Maybe there's exterminating circumstances here. Says maybe the boy wants to join the Navy and be a regular sort of a ship ahoy fella. So he's got to practice whistling a bit. You want when all the other sailors are whistling at girls, this boy shall go poo-poo-poo-poo-poo like he's got cold sores or something. Says, listen, he's a good kid. He was 4 years in the Boy Sprouts. He won the overseas ribbon for hiking in Bear Mountain. He also got 4 poison ivy clusters. Says, listen, he was in the Boy Scouts. He learned to whistle like a dicky boy. Now he's a good kid. Don't pick on him.
So the judge was kind of moved by this plea. He said, "Madam, this is most unusual." He says, "I don't even know who you are. Why do you paint such a fine picture of this boy?"
She says, why do I paint the picture? Because I'm this whistler's mother.
Well, you certainly did justice to that one, Peter. 1,000 on the laugh meter.
We're making an automatic $25 from Mr. Eisenmeyer and putting you boys just out for laughs this time.
Well, follow that.
Oh, it's going to be a little rugged, I'm afraid.
Well, I will and get it over with.
Okay, Senator, you're the first to volunteer.
This old geezer was at a party, and he flirted with a blonde, and the blonde said to him, "You know, you're a wow." So he was very much pleased, so he ran over to a crony of his, and he said, "Can you imagine that pretty little blonde over there said I was a wow? I'm very much pleased about it." The other guy said, "You know what a wow means? You spell it W-O-W. She means worn-out wolf."
That was really great, Senator. 1,000 on the laugh meter.
Happy days are here again, Senator. Harry, you want to get in next?
Yes. A fella flirted with a gal, and they took her immediately out to a cafe, and then they went for canoeing, and they went to a dance hall, and finally took her home. And just as he took her to his door, he said, "Come on, give me a goodbye kiss, will you?" She says, "I'm very sorry. I didn't give goodbye kisses the first time I meet somebody. I don't do those things." So she goes in the house, closes the door. He says, "Come on out. Give me a kiss, will you, please?" says, no, I don't give a kiss. I wouldn't do it. He says, come on, I'm getting mad. Give me a kiss, come out here, or I'll take my right arm and I'll break down the door. He says, a strong man all of a sudden. A minute ago he couldn't lift my veil and help himself.
Well, that keeps the record clean so far. 1,000 all the way down the line so far. Not touching Mr. Eisenhower's 1,000 to begin with. Joe, how about you?
Yeah, I've got a real short one. Two guys standing outside on the corner, and one of them came past, and he says, oh, get a load of that babe. Look at that doll. Get a load of that chassis. And get a load of those games. And the other guy, those kind of dames. 10 cents a dozen. He says, why? He said, you can get those kind of dames. 10 cents a dozen. He says, here's a dime. Get me a dozen, will you?
Well, that concludes the first perfect round of the evening, Joe. That gives me another frog. Join us next week, the same time, the same gang, other jokes, some new, some old. Until then, we remain yours for bigger and better laughs.
Senator Ford.
Harry Hirschfield.
Joe Laurie Jr.
Peter Donald.
Ward Wilson.
And this is your host, Roger Bauer, saying so long, and take care of yourself until we meet again next time.